Hello, St. Athanasius students. It's your art teacher, Miss Smith. Today, we are going to talk about how you can stamp and print, stamping and printing. These from everyday objects that you might have at home. So this was different materials that I used to make different textures and patterns. This was the little end of a little cup that I used to make the circles. This was bubble wrap. These are safety pins that I dipped in paint and then I just put on. Yeah, see that? These were leaves right here. And this was like from a screen that I used, but I'll talk about this in the video. So again, I made some of my own stamping tools, which is bubble wrap on toilet paper roll, and then I can roll I can put paint and then I can roll it on the paper. And this was another stamping tool that I made from cardboard from a box that I got in the mail, and I just put yarn and I tied it up. That's a lot of tying. And then I stamped. I put paint on it and then I stamped, and I made some really cool patterns. All right, let's get started.
Okay, great, welcome back. So I wanted to explain how I made this piece. So this is a little bit of a heavier paper, but again, any kind of paper you have, computer paper, whatever you have is fine. So I divided this up into different shapes. So I just used a ruler and a Sharpie to divide the lines. A little hard to see. And then I used things that, again, as I always said, that I have at home. So this was bubble wrap that I used for this part right here. I just used this bubble wrap, painted it and dipped it down. Right here I used a paper clip. See? Yeah. Just used a paper clip and I just dipped it several times. It's really simple. It does take time though. And for this, I just used the edge of a little cup and then I dipped the paint and I would, that's all that I did. And then for this, actually, there was some tile that I got at the Goodwill a couple of years ago, and I still had it. And this was the back of it. And I just dipped it in paint, and that's how I got that pattern. This right here was just a leaf that I took, and I just stamped it. And then here was just for this pattern, I just used like a screen on a window. I just got some from a hardware store a while ago, and then I just utilized it, put paint on it, and then I would just dip it. I'm going to show you how I use most of these tools, which is great, but however, if you want to make a heart, if you want to make a circle, and then you can make patterns within that, that's great too. This was just so you can explore stamping, which is a material or an object, you put paint on it and you stamp it, right? And this is basically a print, okay? And I was printing with this stamping. Great. So I also made my own kind of stamping tool. So we have this one right here. It's a star. I cut it out of cardboard. I glued it in the back of food for a cat. And yeah, I just recycled that. This was the bubble wrap that I put on the back of the aluminum for the kitty food. And then I would just stamp that way. I'm gonna show you some of this. And then I used the same thing that was here. You could do it this way. So I tend to prefer to just use my hands, but I thought, well, let's just see what happens here. And then of course, for those, if there's a tree nearby you, even in, on a busy street, there's usually always a tree. And I just found the leaves on the ground and I picked them up and I just put paint on it and then I stamped it, right? So, okay, great. So this is one of the tools I kind of made. I haven't used this. I don't know if it'll work, but let's see. All I did was take from a piece of cardboard from the package I got, and then I took yarn and I just tied it a bunch of times. I probably could have just taped it, but that's what I had. So now I've got the paint here and I just brushed it out and I'm going to try to stamp this part and see what happens. I don't know, let's see. kind of like the patterns that it left on that one too. It's really cool. Oh, wow, that is really cool. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's do another dipping. I'm really happy with that. It was a great little instrument. Great. Let's go to great. So we're back, and I have these kind of 3 colors here. I am going to try to roll. This is just bubble wrap over a toilet paper roll that I put over because I just want to see what happens. I'm going to dip that a little bit. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Oh, great patterns. Wow. This one really came out really great. So I love this tool that I used, the bubble wrap over the toilet paper roll. Yeah, it's excellent. Super happy with it.
Welcome back, St. A's. So just to go over, to recap, this was some of the artwork that we showed you how you can do. This is the bubble wrap, right? And pressing down, stamping, printing. Yeah, really beautiful. This was probably one of my favorites. So this came from the tool that I showed you, right? That's the bubble wrap over the toilet paper roll. These are everyday objects, so I'm sure you gotta, you have toilet paper. So just think about what you can do, and this is really beautiful. Yeah. And then this one was from the stamping tool with the cardboard, and like I showed you how that was, and then this was the finished piece. Really beautiful. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great one. Till next time, bye.